Om Namah Shivaya. So tonight we begin the 9 nights of worship of the Divine Mother, concluding with the 10th day, which is called the Navaratri. And this holiday, as we said, is actually sadhana. When we say worship in the yogic teachings, what it means is the direct recognition of the divine. Worship is not only to imagine and to offer, etc., but worship is meant to recognize the living divinity. So the whole practice of the Navaratri, the worship of the Divine Mother, is to bring our mind to the living reality, the living recognition of what the Divine Mother or Shakti actually means. Otherwise, when we do not understand the Divine Mother, we get bound in the world. Not understanding means we are relating to her form as delusion. That's the meaning. Because of our ignorance. When we begin to understand what the Divine Mother is, not only intellectually, but through our heart, we are cultivating devotion to the reality of the Divine Mother, then we are connecting to her form as knowledge. She reveals herself as the nature of creation, and this means freedom. You see, so not knowing the Divine Mother in her true nature means we are under delusion. Knowing her in her true form means freedom. That's the meaning. And this is because the force of delusion is explained in the yogic teachings as when we identify as in the Yoga Sutras, Patanjali Maharishi explains that suffering or bondage has to do with the identification of the experiencer with what is being experienced. What does it mean? The experiencer is the subject, and the experienced are the objects. And Patanjali Maharishi says when the experiencer is identified with that which is experienced, that's bondage. What does it mean? It means what is called in Sanskrit moha or delusion. That's exactly what we are talking about, which means either when the subject has what is called raga. Raga means attraction to what is experienced, or the subject has dvesha, aversion, meaning fear, hatred, something like this, a type of aversion towards what is experienced. The subject will be identified with what is experienced and will experience limitation, being a limited subject. That's bondage. For example, when we experience certain emotions and we feel identified with them, we will feel being constricted and limited. That's called bondage. This is because of what is called delusion. When we have certain circumstances, certain experience, certain situations, and we are identified with them, we will feel very constricted. This is bondage. So this is what is meant by the experiencer identifies with the experienced. This is bondage, and we will see ourselves as separate, the whole world as separated. We will not see the one Divine Mother in everyone and everything. That's bondage. See? We see everything as separate. So I'm Swami Brahmananda, this is Swami Paramananda, this is Chabi, and this is called bondage. The yogis explain that if we are able to see the one Divine Mother acting everywhere, in the subject, in the objects, that's freedom. Why? There will not be any sense of limitation. That's why. We will see the one reality. Our heart will not be plagued by limiting emotions. This is the idea. So, this is what is meant by the Navaratri. Navaratri means we are worshipping the Divine Mother to recognize that she is one and we are one with her. That's the meaning. Then, bondage is removed. So, in the Navaratri, we are celebrating, or we are worshipping the Divine Mother in her three forms, three main forms. She has countless forms, infinite forms, but she has three main forms, which are called Durga, and each such form has many, many names, countless names. They are called Sahasranamas. Sahasranamas means these are hymns, right? So usually you have a mantra with the name of the divinity, like Om Shri Durgaye Namaha, right? Durga. But you have also what is called Lalita Sahasranama, the 1,000 names of Lalita. Lalita, the Divine Mother. What is 1,000? 1,000 means it's enough for you to understand that it's infinite. That's the meaning. 1,000 doesn't mean 1,000. It means infinite. So actually, Durga has infinite names. So does Lakshmi. So does Saraswati. That's the meaning. But, so the three main forms are Durga, the destructive aspect, Lakshmi, the sustaining aspect, Saraswati, the knowledge aspect. So, we'll read a little bit from Swami Sivananda and then see how this is connected to the Navaratri and how it's connected to our own bondage and liberation. So he says, that Saraswati is cosmic intelligence, cosmic consciousness, cosmic knowledge. So Saraswati is the power of knowledge. So that ability to recognize the one Divine Mother in all names and forms, being freed from our delusion of the independent, limiting nature of names and forms, such as emotions, thoughts, experiences, etc. This is called Saraswati. Do you remember that each Divine Mother has an aspect of ignorance, Avidya Maya, and knowledge, Vidya Maya? This is true also to Saraswati. For example, Saraswati is all knowledge, all music, all art, etc. But she has Avidya aspect and she has Vidya aspect. So Saraswati can manifest also as binding knowledge. You see, there is information that if you expose your mind to it, it will increase your delusion. Lots of information. Actually, most of the information is like this. Adi Shankaracharya calls this learned ignorance. We are learning what makes us more ignorant. This is the idea. It sounds contradictory, but it's not. That's called Avidya Maya. You see? Even knowledge can be Avidya. Okay? You can have music which is binding, which will increase your bondage. You can have art which is binding, will increase your bondage, etc. Like this. So Saraswati, like all the aspects of Divine Mother, has both. So, but she is knowledge. Ultimately, she manifests as the knowledge which delivers us from bondage, which is the knowledge of oneness. She is one. That's the idea. Everything is her, including you. That's the idea. This is Saraswati. Lakshmi does not mean mere material wealth like gold, cattle, etc. All kinds of prosperity, glory, magnificence, joy, exaltation, or greatness come under Lakshmi. So Lakshmi is known as the Divine Mother of Prosperity. Therefore, in her photos, in her images, usually you see gold coins rushing out of her hands. So, naturally, she is worshipped as the one who blesses with success, material success, etc. And that's very important. Even spiritual organizations need a foundation, a material foundation to operate in the world. That's understood. But Swami Brahmananda says this is only the physical level of what Lakshmi represents. She represents all the divine qualities. She is called Daivi Sampat. All the divine qualities which are listed in the many scriptures are Lakshmi. Therefore, she is seated in the lotus. The lotus is the purified heart or mind. This is Lakshmi. And the same thing, Lakshmi has a binding aspect and a liberating aspect, right? So, Lakshmi means prosperity, success, material prosperity can be extremely binding, right? So, the same thing. So, Lakshmi as the Avidya and Vidya aspect. As spiritual aspirants, we worship the Vidya Lakshmi. That's that, not the Avidya. You see? This is the point. And Swami Sivananda says Lakshmi even represents liberation itself, the highest prosperity. Then he says Mahakali is the transformative power of divinity, the power that dissolves multiplicity in unity. See, so this is called purification and ultimate knowledge. Because we think, oh Mother, come, dissolve my multiplicity into unity. You see, the Mother will just make one step towards us, we will be terrified. You see, why? Because the force of multiplicity, the vision of multiplicity, is held by the forces of the ego. You see, we have countless psychological forces in our mind which sustain multiplicity. You see, we have, like 20-inch bolts in our mind holding the frame of multiplicity very, very, very strong. It's reinforced. So when the Divine Mother comes and begins to shake the structure of multiplicity, it's not that we are going to sit with a smile and say, yes, Mother, come, dissolve my multiplicity. This is not how it happens. Therefore, she appears as Kali, the destructive aspect. You see, it involves destruction of the old for the emergence of the new. Okay? Therefore, she has this form of a destructive mother. But as we saw, destruction for the sake of deliverance. These are the three forms. Now, Swami Brahmananda explains the process of the Navaratri. During Navaratri, or the 9 nights, the whole of India and all the devotees of the Mother around the world adores the Mother and worships her with great devotion. So, it is also called Dussehra or Durga Puja or Navaratri. These are the same names. So it's called Dussehra, it's called Durga Puja, Navaratri. On the first 3 nights, Durga, or the destructive aspect of the mother, is worshipped. On the succeeding 3 nights, it is the creative aspect of Lakshmi that is adored. And on the last 3 nights, the knowledge aspect or Saraswati is invoked. The 10th is the Vijayadashami day, or the day of victory. The final victory of knowledge over ignorance. There is a special significance in this arrangement, because remember, the worship is for us to recognize the action of the Divine Mother within us as spiritual aspirants. What are spiritual aspirants? Moving from bondage, multiplicity, to freedom, unity. This is the meaning. So there is a special significance in this arrangement. When the Devi, Divine Mother, is worshipped by a devotee in this order as Durga, she first destroys the evil propensities that lurk in his mind. So when we are worshipping Durga, we are invoking the energy of Durga. What is the energy of Durga? She is the destructive aspect. What does she destroy? She destroys our own impurities. How does she destroy them? You see, if you go, we have during the high season, we have here some cleansers, right? You go, your body is full of impurities, right? From eating all the nice things. Then you go to a cleanse. In the cleanse, they give you herbs and all these things. All the impurities are detaching from your digestive system and they go out. That's very easy, you see. But here, when it's the same process, you go to see it, so invoking Durga is a spiritual cleanse. But when the impurities detach, they detach from your subconscious mind, where they are deeply, deeply, deeply buried. And when they detach, what happens? They don't go anywhere. They resurface into your own mind. You re-experience them. That's the meaning. See? So when we purify, the impurities resurface. We re-experience whatever is lodged in our subconscious mind, whatever we suppress because it's too painful, etc. We don't want to deal with it. See? But even though we don't want to deal with it, it's there and it's binding our thinking and thoughts, our emotions. It's definitely influencing our life, but in an unconscious way. So we want to deal with it. We want to release it. And that's Durga. Durga is helping us to bring up everything that is binding us, all the vasanas, but then she is helping us to shine the light of knowledge and discrimination on those things. So they don't remain binding, but we can release them. This is the idea. That's Durga. That's the meaning of purification. So destruction of impurities means knowledge. So she will bring up, she will resurface all those things, and she will help us to handle them with knowledge. That's the idea. Then, as Lakshmi, she implants therein the Daivi Sampat, or the divine qualities conducive to spiritual unfoldment. So as Lakshmi, she will bless us, the same Divine Mother, after we go through the process of purification. And the mind is more pure now. Lakshmi comes and she blesses us with divine qualities, compassion, kindness, discrimination, dispassion, love. So she will bring all these qualities within us as her blessings. This is the idea. Then, as Saraswati, she bestows true knowledge on him. So, then, as Saraswati, the Divine Mother comes as self-knowledge. She illuminates the heart and the mind from the bondage to delusion and ignorance. So she removes the clouds of bondage, okay? Which you remember is her own lower form. See, so the higher levels of the mother remove the lower levels of the mother. It's only the mother. This is the idea. So the binding force is the Divine Mother. The liberating forces are the Divine Mother. Everything is her. And this is the meaning of the knowledge. The knowledge means there is no duality. She alone exists. This is the idea. And then he says, the 10th day commemorates the victory of knowledge over nescience, or goodness over evil. So the 10th day, so we are doing 9 pujas in the nights, and on the 10th morning, the final puja of what is called the Vijayadashami, or the day of victory. So this is the final victory of ignorance, of knowledge over ignorance. Ignorance is destroyed completely. That's the meaning. And then he says, traditionally, this is the day when children begin their school and aspirants are getting spiritual initiations, etc. And he says, on this memorable Vijayadashami, so he says, the carpenter, the mason, each person, the tailor, each person worships the instruments they are using for their work, for their daily work. So if you are a carpenter, you bring your hammer and your tools, etc. If you are a tailor, you bring your needles and your threads, etc. Right? So most people bring their computers, because nowadays everyone is on computers. But the idea is that people bring whatever they are using in their daily life, and also spiritually. So we will bring our japamalas, our rosaries, our books that we are using for swadhyaya, our spiritual diaries, whatever it is. So whatever represents our spiritual work. And so we are going to bring pots from the kitchen, and something from the garden, and something from the boats department, and something from the reception. So we're going to bring tools from everything that the ashram does, and we are going to worship all those instruments of daily life as the Divine Mother. Why? Because the final knowledge is recognizing that it is the Divine Mother acting through you. And everything that she supplies to you in your daily life is her. You see? So it's a very beautiful puja. You are bringing all the things that you are using in your daily mundane life, and you worship them as the Divine Mother. This is the idea. So this is the final knowledge. Everything is the Divine Mother. She is acting through us. Whatever she gives us is her. This is the idea. This is the Vijayadashami day. This will be the final puja. So tonight we are going to begin. Krishnam Buddha is going to lead us through the various pujas. And it's a beautiful, powerful, spiritual event, as we described. So now we are going to conclude. Om, 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 Shanti. Shanti Shanti. Om Peace Peace Peace.